Just a little update here. Thought I'd show we had to fix the way covers here. They were all damaged down inside there. It's a KO surface grinder. Just trying to work through getting it to run. We're using actually using 3-phase power coming out of the lathe over here. Yet run that out of a VFD. So what I've done right now is we've got it so that when you fire up the VFD, because the VFD doesn't like to see no load, we've got it set up so that we're going to run it. When we turn the VFD on, the spindle will always be running. So, and then unfortunately I ground a piece yesterday and went back through the manuals and stuff, and the hydraulic system actually is what lubricates the ways on these machines. So that's the next part of the project as we work our way through here, is to get the hydraulic tank working. The table off now. We're still trying to figure out these the table crossfeed are fed from the pump. We were trying to figure out the in and out. This tube here goes down to the to these ways here, and we were trying to figure out how that gets lubed, and the mystery is solved. They don't actually get lubed because they're a closed system. There's a couple rollers here on the flat side, but it's a closed system. There's nowhere for any oil to drain, even on the V side. These guys here, they look like they bring oil up from that cavity and put it on the V. Start pump, trying to get the oil out of there. So what it looks like is you have to do a maintenance action of some sort, and you actually have to pull the table off and then fill / check the oil level through this tube here, because this tube here is higher. This can't be fed through this chamber because it's higher than the drain. This drain here is for the table, which is fed from the pump, so this is always under pressure and draining back through here and then down to the tank again. So the mystery solved. We were trying to figure that out. They aren't fed. This is the hydraulic tank out of the grinder. Wondered why it was smoking. It came out of a school, part of a grinding wheel and some safety glasses. Yeah, when I picked this up from the school, the teacher in there and the shop was a mess, and he's like, "Oh, it was a pretty good grinder. It just smoked a little bit." We have a half of safety glasses. Hopefully whoever that was okay. All kinds of stuff stuck down in there. There was a piece of broken wheel down in between the belts, so we're gonna have to get this cleaned up and running before we can run the grinder. Just trying to get the tank cleaned up, and yeah, pretty sure that's not ideal for hydraulic tank. Not sure when the last time this was clean, but we're gonna go through it. We finally got the cylinder running. This is our speed control. I'm going to keep it slow right now. I don't have the table on. Reversing. set speed here. Got to start stop. So here we are after doing our first stab at qualifying the mag. We're going to end up doing a 5-block test on this. So in the center that would be block 1, block 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's in the manual. You put 5 individual blocks on and then you surface grind them to see how close you are on the 4 corners in the center. So our first stab at this here, got a couple of oopses, a couple of divots, but with it zeroed here with the hydraulics running, the hydraulics is a source for the ways. So we got a 0 here in the center at the front. And then we're, I don't know if you can see that, we're minus, that's half a tenth up here in this corner, minus half a tenth. We're plus 1/10 there. We're plus, getting bad glare here, we're plus 1/10 here in this corner. And we're plus 2.5, so back to the drawing board on grinding this mag, trying to get it straight before we do the 5-block test. We don't want to send the 5 blocks off to Tom without having them perfect. And over here we're making up some blocks. Actually I'm going to make them into rings. Just put some knurls on them. Some 4140. They're going to end up being about 3/8 thick, about 1 1/4 inch in diameter, and that way there we can put. We're going to do something unique. We're going to put holes in them, so the blocks will have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 holes drilled in them, so you'll know which blocks came from where. So we're just doing some knurling now before we part them off.